Hey, hit that subscribe button now. You're going to like it. Welcome to the Luke Branquinho Show. I am live inside my house, but today's guest, it's a special moment for me because one, I got to interview him before he won $1 million. I got to call him at the rodeo on CBS while he won the $1 million with a legend, Ty Murray, and it's an honor to be able to have you on the show again, RC, and congratulations on the $1 million win.
Thanks, Luke. Thanks for having me on here.
You bet. And, you know, we're going to talk a lot about the WCRA and the Triple Crown Rodeo. What was your mindset going into that event?
Yeah, I was a little bit sore after the NFR. Not too bad, but about the seventh round, my left hip started getting a little sored up, and I was ready for a little break after them 10 days. And then probably 3 days after the NFR got over, I started feeling pretty good, and I was ready to go. And you don't ever get to ride for $1 million, so it wouldn't have mattered how hurt I was going to be there.
Well, for sure, but you also were in contention. I mean, there had to be some things that fell apart there at the end, but in contention for a gold buckle at the national finals. So, you know, you weren't backing down. You were getting on, I believe the rank pin was what, the 9th round?
8th round.
8th round. So you were in contention for a gold buckle. Obviously, that $1 million wasn't in your mind. Winning that gold buckle in December, you know, right there, the first part of December was.
Yeah, and the NFR took my mind off of that $1 million deal for a number of months, really. I mean, I had 6 months to think about riding for $1 million, but I was still focused on winning the gold buckle, still rodeoing, and having the NFR just a week before that really kind of kept my mind straight. I was able to just kind of go through the NFR, start focusing on my riding and making everything as perfect as possible. And I think it really just benefited me in the whole situation.
It was like a practice pin in Las Vegas, one a day for that $1 million. And I mean, and you did well. I mean, you had a great NFR, got a pile of money, but then we go on to the, you know, WCRA event there in COWTOWN. But to get to that point, you won Corpus Christi, you won Salt Lake City, Days of 47, and then had to win the COWTOWN Christmas there at Fort Worth to get that $1 million bonus. But to get there, you put up $3,400 in nomination fees. Then you won $3,800 on your weekly bonuses, so you made money there. You tell me if I'm wrong, but when people nominate and are the leader going into, you know, the segment leader going in, you get to pick your performance, you get to pick your stock, your number one. And that just benefits you more so than anything, correct?
Yeah, for sure. And it can put you in some tough situations, being that you want to make sure you pick the right horse. But it's definitely an advantage. Like you said, nominating, you can win those weekly bonuses. It doesn't cost, like you said, it didn't cost me a single dime when I made money back just on weekly bonuses. So the whole thing this year hasn't cost me anything, and it's paid me more than I've won in my 13-year career in the PRCA. Not docking the PRCA by any means. We have to go to PRCA rodeos to WCRA rodeo as well. So they're both benefiting the rodeo cowboys. So it's, I don't understand why anybody wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Well, yeah, and you said you were playing on house money, really, with what you nominated and what you won in weekly bonuses. Then at the end, you got the $25,000 Reliance Ranch bonus for having the most points for the season. You add that together and you had almost $1.1 million in WCRA earnings. Granted, that Triple Crown was, you know, the bulk of it. But like for me, when I was nominating, you could do it before the rodeo started. And I knew, okay, I'm going to Red Bluff, California. I've had luck there every year. I'm entered at the rodeo. I'm going to nominate it for a WCRA event. Now, maybe I'll go to Clovis the next week, and I don't have as much luck at Clovis. I'm not going to nominate that rodeo. For you guys in the rough stock, you get to know what you're getting on before you even nominate your rodeo.
Yeah, so we get our stock 3 days before the rodeo starts, and then that's kind of when you can decide. I mean, you go through the list of what everybody has drawn, and you can tell if you're going to place or have a chance at winning first, and it's pretty obvious when you should nominate or not nominate, and it's kind of a win-win situation. There's no reason not to do it.
Well, I know winning $1 million, I've never done it at you know, 3 events like you, but winning that, people always want a piece of your time afterwards. You know, they want to interview you, they want to ask you questions, and I know you've really been honest with the contestants, saying you guys are crazy for not nominating these rodeos and having a chance at that. But really, in the long run, it's going to benefit you. If they don't nominate, you're going to be right back in the same situation you were come 3 events, you know, down the road.
Yeah, we were at the circuit finals over New Year's, and I told Clayton Bigelow to hand me my phone. So he hands me my phone. I was like, I got to nominate this. And And then as soon as I said it, it's like, dang it, I don't know if I should have told him, because him and Zach Brown and 3 other guys nominated it too. But it's good because it's, I want to get more people involved with it and really open it up to everybody else.
Well, yeah, and I think the more people get involved, the more longevity it's going to have. And I think Bobby Moat, Scott Davis, Gary McKinney, they're doing an amazing job giving more opportunity for the Cowboys with what they're doing with the WCRA. And obviously we've seen it on CBS Sports Christmas Day, you winning $1 million. And again, I just can't, like you, tell people, hey, you need to go do this, because if you rodeo for a living, you're crazy not to. Join the WCRA for the next stop of the Triple Crown of Rodeo, May 10th through the 13th, 2023, for the Buccaneer Days Festival and Rodeo, Corpus Christi. The world's best rodeo athletes converge on American Bank Center on the beautiful Corpus Christi Bayfront and compete for their share of over $500,000 of rodeo payout and the $1 million Triple Crown of Rodeo. For more information, visit WCRARodeo.com. RC, walk us through the path to the $1 million, starting all the way back at Corpus Christi.
So going into Corpus, I wasn't really focused on the big picture of winning the Triple Crown. I was just wanted to go to another big rodeo and win a big check. I got in there, and luckily I was winning that one, so I got to pick my horse first there. And then moving into Salt Lake, I had found out about the VRQ bonus, the $25,000 bonus, and so then I was kind of starting to nominate a lot more. Anytime I had a chance of winning, I was going to nominate. So I got to go in and pick first there. There's some really tough competition going to these deals, so you want to be able to pick towards the top of the list, and there's a bunch of good horses, but usually there's 3 or 4 horses that you're going to want to have a choice to get on one of those, and then obviously you have to do your job and make the most of it. But after I won Salt Lake, then they started talking about the $1 million, and it still really wasn't on my mind. I won Salt Lake, and they're like, well, you won $25,000, and I was pumped about the $25,000. They're like, well, now you can win $1 million, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I can. And so we just moved forward and kept going for the weekly bonuses and just making the most of every ride. And then going into COWTOWN, I wanted to make sure I could pick first there, because I didn't want to go to the first round, because I knew I was going to be at the NFR for 10 days and I wanted a few days off. So I wanted to take a few days off, go there one day and get on 2 horses and be done with it. And thankfully, that's how it all worked out. I got to pick what horses I wanted, and it worked out.
Well, yeah, and not having to go through those qualifier rounds, because again, I got to be there and call it, and seeing some of those horses, which I'm sure they would have drew you one. Some of them looked okay, and some of them looked like, man, that would have beat the hell out of RC if he'd have drew that one. And granted, you had a chance at another 1,100, but in the big picture, it was smart for you to wait till the long round, and then obviously picking the horse you wanted then. And then after you won the long round, I called Richie Champion, because I seen the horses drawn. I'm like, okay, which one does RC need to win the $1 million? And Richie was, obviously on the same page as you. He picked that horse that you picked, and I can't remember the horse's name, but all these bareback riders were rooting for you, obviously, other than the 2 other guys that were behind you. But that's still got to be cool for them to be able to watch you go out there competing in the same event at the same time as you.
Yeah, and now they see that how legit this whole deal is, and they know that they have a chance at it too. So this is going to get a lot more people on board, I think, and like you said, going into the final deal and having everybody outside of the rodeo that wanted to see me win it was really cool, and it just shows how much support we all have for each other.
Well, and you're exactly right, a brotherhood, and that's rodeo. We talk about how close and tight knit everybody is, maybe other than the teen ropers and calf ropers, but in the rough stock and in the steer wrestling, it's a tight knit group of family. You're out there to help each other, same in both sides of the arena, which that's what I appreciate the most about rodeo. And it not necessarily in the arena. If you need to ride somewhere and somebody else is going, you jump in with them, and maybe they don't make you split fuel or something like that. But it is tight knit to see the support you had, not only from the contestants but your family. That's what I want to get into next. How has this changed your life financially? This has had to been a great help, big hit for you.
Yeah, it has. far as life goes, we came home from Fort Worth and had 3 days off, went to the circuit finals, kept rodeoing, and we're right back to feeding cows and doing the normal routine. But financially, hasn't changed anything yet. I still have the check out and pick up. I'm headed to the bank today to just kind of get it put away and get it somewhat organized. I've talked to a lot of people that have kind of given me a little bit of advice, not telling me what to do with my money by any means, but just kind of giving me some ideas on things I can do to make it last as long as possible. So that's kind of where I'm going with it, and I'm going to try to put it away for a short while anyways, and we want to get a place eventually, but we're not in any rush. And I've spent this whole career wanting to be able to set myself up after rodeo, so now I have an opportunity to do it, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Well, thanks to the WCRA and obviously your ability, and not only your ability now, but what you went through to get to this spot. I mean, injury, loss of your mom, all this stuff came to this one moment that has helped you set yourself up. And I couldn't be more proud for you. I'm proud for the WCRA to put forth the effort to help make rodeo better and help make cowboys richer like they did for you and your family, everybody behind you. Because I remember walking into the hotel room or the hotel there at COWTOWN, and you had a crew of people with you that was there to support you.
Yeah, there was quite a few people out there. I was pretty lucky to have everyone there that could be there. Yeah, it's a life-changing experience in that arena. The electricity in there and in the moment was the coolest thing I've been through. So I'm very thankful for every second of it.
Well, what are your goals? Obviously, try to win the Triple Crown again, set yourself up for that, but then go and try to get a gold buckle. And the way you're riding, I mean, there's no doubt that's attainable for you.
Yeah, it's always been a goal to win a gold buckle, so that's still the number one thing. Obviously, I want to win another Triple Crown. That's a really tough one to do, but and I think a lot more people are going to get involved now, so it'll probably be even tougher than it was last year. But I got high goals still that I haven't achieved yet, and still planning on getting them.
How many cows you guys feeding right now?
Too many. We need some rain. We're getting some rain now, so we're starting to ship everything out of the ranch down to the valley, and grass is growing down here, so it's going good.
Yeah, you guys have been getting hammered by rain. We were out there in the first of the year, and I was going to brand our calves, but it was too wet, so hopefully they'll get the grass growing.
Yeah, it's growing. I'm down in the valley right now, and I think it's grown just the last few days, so we're doing good.
So we have the WCR Triple Crown of Rodeo bonus, $1 million. We have the 2022 event wins earning, which is just shy of $60,000, $59,600. And then weekly bonuses, $3,800, and then the $20,000 Reliance Ranch VRQ bonus points earnings. Like I said, about $1.1 million, courtesy of your riding ability first, and then the WCRA for putting that up. Again, congratulations on a great year in the PRCA, but even greater year at the WCRA.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here today.
You bet. Thanks, RC, and good luck in 2023.
Appreciate it. Hi, I'm RC Landingham. When I'm on,
it's harder than it looks, right?
I don't have a TV show.